What's good, YouTube? What is going on? Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to another edition of TD Sports Talk. And usually we talk about boxing or we'll talk about other sports or baseball, football, whatever it is. But today is going to be a special day. We're going to do some wrestling. So what we'll do right now, let me just take this picture off the screen. Hold on one second. A little discombobulated here. And there you have it. You'll see a couple of guys that you normally see every week. Well, we haven't seen Reno in a while. So Reno, what's good, Reno? I think you're muted. See if you can unmute. I think you're on mute right now. But my man Reno, he hasn't been around in a while. I think the last time we might have talked about SummerSlam or we did boxing. And then of course, you know my guy Socrates Palmer Jr., who's with me pretty much every single Friday night. And we have a special guest today. We've got the Pennsylvania Prime Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the world, Jermaine Jubilee.
What's going on, fellas?
What's good, champ?
Hanging in. How y'all doing?
Hanging in there, brother.
You know, we're just getting ready for WrestleMania weekend. Look at you got the gold. What's going on?
Y'all excited?
Pretty much.
Haven't been this excited in a while, man. To be honest with you.
I kind of agree with you. I haven't been this excited for WrestleMania in a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been kind of pumped up for I mean, last year's WrestleMania was pretty good too. You know, I kind of faded with wrestling after maybe the early 2000s, and then it's kind of got back into it. I guess the whole Bloodline story has been kind of brought me back and stuff like that. But
the last time I was excited was Cena Rock won. That was the last time I was really excited for WrestleMania. Other than they come and they go, and now this one.
Yeah. Well, Reno, we know, me and Sock know, and a bunch of our fans know that you are one of the biggest marks that we know. What we forgot? I forgot to put the picture that we made of you. We made a picture of Reno as a mark. But, well, before we start, I just want to give the moment of Jermaine to kind of introduce himself and tell us a little about himself. You know, where he wrestles, and maybe we can catch some of his shows and stuff like that.
All right. Well, Jermaine Jubilee, I am a 22-year professional wrestling veteran. So I've been around for a while. Current PPCW heavyweight champion twice over. Also the reigning and defending half of the United States tag team champions as well for a second time. So, you know, as I get a little older, I'm trying to transition a little further away from the ring, but you know, as long as they keep commanding my attention, I'll give it to them.
Okay, well, that's what's up, man. And we have another guest that's hopefully going to come by later. He's been on the show before. My man, Mack Daddy Flexx is his ring name. We know him as another name. We won't put it over now because he doesn't really like to put that name out there. But hopefully he'll come on. I think you may have seen him. He's wrestled more on the East Coast as well. He trained out here in New York under Johnny Rods. So hopefully he'll be on later, and then we might have some more guests as well. So, but yeah, so WrestleMania weekend. Let me look in the chat real quick. I see a few people already in early. I got my man Shelton, LDBC or nothing with the uck. And that's a reference to Drew Titan, which Jermaine Jubilee knows. My man Frontline is in the building. He says Mississippi in the house, even though he's not from Mississippi. That's a Shelton reference. And I see my man DP Rocker was good. DP Rocker, he's in the chat as well. So, but we're gonna get to it. And you know, I have a poll in the chat, and I'll probably reveal it later. And the poll is the title of WrestleMania that everybody's been talking about, and it's will Cody finish his story? Right? That's what everybody wants to know. Will Cody finish his story? So I don't know how you guys want to kind of do it. Do we want to go over each match? You know, start Saturday to Sunday, or you know, what do you guys think would be the better direction?
I mean, I think it would be okay if we kind of do a breakdown of every
match. That's fine to go through match by match.
And if you don't like the match, we'd be like, you know what? Nobody cares, and we'll skip it. That's the go to the bathroom match.
There's definitely a couple in there. I'm like,
there are a couple go to the bathroom matches.
Yeah.
Did they do the battle royal today?
That was
I didn't see
awful.
They did do it. I didn't see it.
I did not see that. I believe it was it on SmackDown.
It was on SmackDown. It wasn't
Okay.
great though. It
What
wasn't
was
So
the
what's it in the
outcome?
beginning? Who won?
Bronson Reed.
Oh,
Okay.
my God. Okay. Well, I guess they gotta get him over somehow. So.
Well, he's not a bad worker. You know, he's pretty
Yeah.
good. It was predictable.
Yeah.
The people they had in there were, all jobbers. Like,
The jobbers. I hope you guys in the chat know what a jobber is. So let's start. Well, here's one of the matches that I believe is for tomorrow. I sorted it in order. I don't know what's first, second, third. We know what the last match is tomorrow, which is the tag match. But here's one match that's going to be on tomorrow. We got Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's Heavyweight Championship. Anybody want to lead off with this one?
Do you think they start to show off with this?
Yep,
you think so?
Oh, so you think that's
so.
the opening card? Okay.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Wow.
And then it makes sense. They hold on one second. My man Shelton with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. That's my first super chat here. I want to thank everybody for getting me monetized. I just got monetized last week and I just activated it. So thank you, Mr. Shelton. He wanted to be number one, but Mr. Shelton's number one always in my heart. No Diddy. So thank you, Mr. Shelton, for the super chat. And then another person with the super chat, Jamie TV. She has helped me a lot as far as helping with this channel. She's always helped out a lot here with the channel and promoting it. So thank you, Jamie TV. I really appreciate you. And then, wow, another super chat just came in. My man, Opulent LD TV. Congrats, fam. Welcome to being monetized. I appreciate you, Opulent. Opulent LT has a great channel as well. I promote it on my community. And he's also helped out as well as the channel. So I might do a special live sometime next week, just thanking everybody. But I definitely appreciate the super chats. I'm not here to do the super chats. I'm here just to do the content. We've been doing the boxing every week and the sports, and we do this for fun. I think the most fun I got out of this is getting the credentials to go to the fights. But let's go back to the wrestling real quick. I appreciate you guys dearly, but let's go back. Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. What happens? And I do think this will be the opening match of tomorrow. I do also believe that.
And it should be. It's going to be a solid match between two solid workers. You can't open the match. You can't open the show with a better match than that.
I agree.
I thought, because I know I can see it opening, but I know she wanted to kind of headline again, like be the main event. So, but it makes sense.
Which one?
Match. You're not gonna be the main event with that tag team match going on at the end.
Yeah, but who are you referring to? Becky Lynch or Rhea?
Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley.
Okay, no, because you said I know she wanted to be like the more.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rhea wanted to be the main.
Yeah. There's no way that you can outshine that tag team match.
No, absolutely not. And Rhea's had a great run. I mean, she beat Charlotte last year clean, right? So she's made a year with that belt.
She's had a great run, but me personally, I don't think she wrestles enough. Like, she's always around every week.
Yeah.
So when's the last match she had? Off the top of your head.
Well, yeah, kind of like Roman, right? Almost at that same pace.
Yeah.
But she makes appearances though. She makes appearances. Yeah, absolutely. So she's working, Reno. Come on, give her some credit. She's working.
But she's also getting married, right?
Yeah, to Buddy Murphy.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Right, she just got married.
Yeah,
about a month ago. I don't. But she's like kind of like the unofficial leader of the because there's no real like clear cut leader of the Judgment Day, right? But it seems like everything goes through her.
I mean, this guy tried to what's his name? Try to claim that he was the leader. Senor Money in the Bank. Remember? He said there's no leader. He said I'm the leader.
Well, he may be able to make that claim if he cashes that Money in the Bank briefcase in.
Which I think we'll get to that later on. I wonder if wonder how and where he cashes it in. That they'll be very interesting.
Well, yeah,
a lot of different storylines can develop.
He's cashing it in for the IC title. So
I've heard that too, which would be, I think it's a step down if he does do that.
I agree.
mean, him being he's like in his early 40s, right? Like, you figure like if he doesn't get a world title, he's never gonna get it.
I can't remember the last time the Money in the Bank, like, was, what do you think? I mean, was the last the first time it happened with Seth? That was what, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
Wasn't Edge the first one?
Edge was the first one.
You're right.
Edge was the first one. Yeah,
you're right. He beat Cena. Yes.
Yeah, Edge was the first one.
Absolutely.
But he didn't. I don't think he waited this long.
No, Cena had just won the money. I mean,
the cage
Elimination Chamber, and he
Right.
cashed in on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were cashing it in pretty regularly when it first started. Now it's like they draw it out like way. In my opinion, they draw it out way too long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely drag it out. For like the last 3 years. Like last year, they didn't even cash it in for the heavyweight title. He cashed it in for with the IC or United States.
I think it was U.S. title.
Yeah, you almost forget about it at times because it doesn't get cashed. You know what I mean? You almost forget about it.
Absolutely. And the false cash-ins, like he's telling the ref I want to cash in. The ref's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Yes.
Like,
The same.
That's true.
Yeah. Like with Austin, was there SummerSlam with Austin Theory?
yeah.
And he came out to get, to get jobbed out. It was, right.
Jobbed out. I like that. Yeah, it's weird, but I think we'll get to that as we get through the card. But Becky Lynch, me personally, I'm kind of over Becky Lynch. I think I'm tired. I'm kind of over. I think her character's kind of like died out.
I'm over the gimmick also.
Yeah, the man. I think it's kind of dried out, and so I think Rhea wins this, and I think she wins clean too. I think Rhea wins this match clean. I'll be surprised if Becky wins.
I would not be surprised if we see Becky Lynch go on a little hiatus for a while.
Yeah, that's right. I think both of them, her and Seth, eventually will take a break.
Yeah, both their contracts are up anyway, or they're gonna be up, so they're gonna be renegotiating and probably want to take time with the family and stuff like that, which is fine.
Yeah.
She's got
Let me look at the chat real quick.
Right?
What's up?
They're pushing the bio books again, so she had a big book release.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's right. She did.
The man. So, yeah, I'm kind of like you. I like Becky when she was a heel with the big time backs.
Yeah, she was much better as a heel. I agree.
Heel.
Most wrestlers are pretty much like they do better as a heel.
Easier. But I'll throw that out to the pro. In your opinion, is it easier to be a heel or to be the baby face?
It's very hard being a baby face. When you engage with an audience, if they're sitting there on their hands and they're not feeling it, and you can't connect with them, it's very, 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 very hard. Being a heel, all you got to do is go out and insult somebody, and you automatically the bad guy. Boo! Yeah. That's so easy to do, but to go out there and connect with a crowd as a baby face, and to get over and to have them cheer everything you do or support what you do, that's it's got to be like a special connection. Everybody can't do it. It's definitely an art form.
I mean, that's why Cody should get a lot of props of what he's doing. I mean, he's a super baby face. Like, we haven't seen a super baby face like this in a very long time. I mean, we know John Cena has always been a face, but I'm talking about a baby face. Like, Cody's, he's over as a super baby face. I know, Reno, you don't like Cody. You've established that.
No, I like Cody. I like Cody. I just, I want The Rock to go. I want Bloodline to go over. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing about Cody being a babyface. It's easy for Cody to be a babyface because of who he is. So if you don't have a Dusty Rhodes story, and if you don't have a Gold Dust before that, it's a little harder for Cody to actually be a babyface. And really, if you look at Cody's gimmick now, and you look at Dustin's gimmick when he was in WCW, it's the exact same gimmick.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that parallel.
Well, like Dusty when he had Magnum TA, right?
Mhm.
But Dusty was always trying to be the guy to groom the next babyface star. You know, he did that with Magnum. You know, unfortunately, was the guy, right? He was
Yeah.
going to be the face of the faces. Sting then kind of took over that mantle. But do you think part of Cody's popularity is because he hits that crowd, which has been the loyal wrestling fan, which is the super marks, the smart marks, because he went out on his own, he hit the indie scene, and almost a little bit of Daniel Bryan type of momentum.
Absolutely, and he also plays on the sympathy card too. The
Like
dad
me.
story, yeah, he's done it. He's done the super white meat babyface thing the right way. I'll give him that.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's had his own twist. I mean, he's got great packaging. I mean, I
Mhm.
think the music is fire. The intro, I
That's
think
true too.
that's half the battle.
Yeah.
Good ring gear.
Good ring gear.
Always coming in suits and like
Right, he's added
and
his own
music.
twist to
That's
it.
a good
Right.
point with the entrance music. That helps too.
I mean, I'm not. I play it once a day. So,
I mean, the best part of that for Cody is having been in AEW, been there and established them as a rival, and then coming back across that bridge. That was the best thing that
Right.
he could have done.
Mhm.
Agreed. Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's true. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next match. I mean, I don't know if it's the number
so
2
we all,
match.
so I say Rhea go. So we all agree Rhea goes over.
Rhea goes
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Rhea wins. Yeah, I say Rhea wins clean. I'll add that little extra. I don't think she wins.
Becky Lynch doesn't need the W.
Yeah.
You put Rhea over.
Okay.
I
The
agree.
next match, which might be the second match, if not, but it's definitely there. Now Andrade has filled in as the new tag partner for tomorrow, with Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. I thought they were gonna do like a little kind of heel turn with Carlito, right? When Carlito came in with the news, I thought and then he said that Andrade was gonna be his partner, and I thought Carlito was trying to come in.
Well,
I wonder if
you've seen tonight's episode, Dragon Lee was attacked and Carlito was the first one there. So I think he's the one who attacked them, and he'll probably turn on him tomorrow, costing these guys a match, costing Rey and Andrade a match. I do with this though. I felt like you have to give Rey and Dominic the one-on-one already. Like, why we keep doing tag matches? That needs to be said. You've dragged it on long enough.
Well, they had it last
They had it last
WrestleMania.
year.
Yeah, last WrestleMania.
Run it back. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
And it was a great show. I mean, with the mother getting involved, and
Yeah.
it had a lot of heat. That was a really good match.
Yeah.
Well,
Dominic is probably top 3 the most over character right now. I mean, I'm not saying he's the best guy, but he gets the top 3 best reactions from the crowd.
He's a heat magnet. Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you think, Jermaine? This match is like kind of like the filler.
To me, for me with this match, first off, we got to go back to the previous angle before we got here, and it's like they keep repackaging the same thing over and over again. How many times is Rey going to keep getting stabbed in the back by his own son, and you keep falling for the dumb shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, eventually that's got to change. Once they do that, I'll be fine. And then you're jobbing Rey out to his son, really?
Yeah.
Does Dom eventually do a full 360? Because he almost, I mean, it has to happen, right? Like the prodigal son, Rey getting the snot beat out of him one day.
Well, I mean, you have to figure out how you're gonna get that turn, because the crowd, the crowd just loves to boo him. It's not, they don't have a reason. They just love to boo him because it's just, he's gonna get to say a word and they're already booing him out the building.
If it's me and I do it, I have Dominic somehow become a scapegoat for something, and then Rey comes and saves his son.
So you see it the other way. Okay. Okay. Put the booker hat on, brother. Come on.
That's right. We got the booker. Be the booker. That makes sense. I think that would probably be better off and kind of get Dominic a little bit more over, because I think the Judgment Day. Yeah, the Judgment Day is going to fade, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you have to at some point. That has to end also.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to the next match, which it's going to be. I think this is going to be a good match, which I thought might be the opening match as well. They might. I felt like they might open with this one, the Usos. I felt like this might be another contender for opening up the card. So Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. This is an interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with this. Do we get? We know we're going to get interference, and do we see the cousin make his debut tomorrow?
I say we see a lot of people make their debuts tomorrow. To be honest with you.
Okay. Anyone in particular?
Well, don't be surprised if you see a Rikishi sighting.
Okay.
And like there's so many family members that are in that vicinity and area that could be there, where you're setting up, and this is moving a little forward, but you're almost setting up a big bloodline kind of like feud, kind of like the Avengers feud.
Okay.
I like that.
Where you have certain members of the bloodline versus other members, on a bigger scale than what it is now. Quite frankly, this match I feel like should have been for the Intercontinental title. Would have had much more meaning behind it if it was.
That would have been much better. You're right. And I like that. That reminds, they might do like an NWO Wolfpack type thing.
Because I mean, you have Rikishi, and he's obviously going to come out and he's going to support one of his sons, if not both. So and then if somebody happens to turn on Roman or The Rock, it's so many ways you can go with that, where you can have Samoans versus Samoans, and the bloodline feud just gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Almost setting up for like a War Games.
So
yeah,
you might clean in this.
You might actually start seeing like this match might start showing cracks in the bloodline. You know what I mean? Because who's to say? Let's say Jay goes over, he may pick Jimmy up, hug him. You know what I mean? And Roman may not like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna there's gonna be interference, and again, you just never know. At the end of the day, that's his twin brother, and he may want to help him up. After he beats him. I am a big Jimmy guy though. Jimmy has been killing it.
Yeah. And this is kind of like a dream match. They've always wanted to do this. This is what they want. They've always said they wanted to work a match against each other. So I wonder if this is a one-shot deal, like that. This match, and then
it depends how it goes. I mean, the standard is Owen and Brett, right?
Yeah,
that would be the standard for that. Yeah.
And they had. I remember the WrestleMania 10, right? But Owen won clean.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then they had the cage match. I think was it SummerSlam?
No, I think that was Mania.
No, it was Mania. Yeah, they had
that was Mania.
Because
he went on to fight. Brett went on to fight Yokozuna.
And
later that evening.
But that wasn't a cage match. That was a regular match.
No, it was SummerSlam. SummerSlam was the rematch. They did it again.
Okay. And then because there's one of them that Owen won clean, right? He beat him,
the first match Owen won clean.
Right.
And then Brett, I think, fought him for the title, because he was defending a title against Owen. Because I think Brett
won. That was a non-title.
Yeah, that was non-title, and then Brett went on to defeat Yokozuna later on in the night.
Yeah. Brett. Didn't Brett open that Mania, because then he was a main event later on.
Yeah, it was Owen and Brett was the first one. Was that WrestleMania 10?
Yes. WrestleMania 10.
Yes.
In the Garden?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. See, that's why I wanted Big Mike to come on, because Big Mike was there. It was
he's like the historian.
WrestleMania, yeah.
Because WrestleMania 9 at the end was Brett and Yokozuna, and Hogan ended up winning the title there. Then the following year, it was Brett getting the title back.
Yeah, and then that's when they was trying to push Lex Luger, and Lex Luger was the other guy, because Lex Luger fought Yokozuna in the first match, because Yokozuna had to fight twice. So.
Yep.
Wow,
so who wins this?
They're gonna put Jay over. They like Jay.
Right, Jimmy could lose, right? And he'll still be, as long as he's
Jimmy at this point, he's like a stooge, a goon, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So it'd be interesting. I mean, I think unless we get like a double DQ, double count out, double something, like it'd be interesting. I really don't know who wins this one.
I have a question from the pro, from your your side of your educated eyes, who's better? Now, who's getting pushed, but who's better?
I'm gonna honestly say they're about equal.
Okay.
And because they're about equal, that's why the match has the appeal that it has. Because nobody is clear. There's no one person that's clear cut better.
Okay.
Well, who does the better super kick? Because I feel like they're gonna do like at least 30 super kicks in the whole match.
That should be a stipulation. No stupid kicks.
That's what we do.
I like Jay though. I like Jay though. I do like Jay.
Yeah.
See, I'm more of a Jimmy guy, man. I don't like the yeet thing, man. I'm a Jimmy guy, man. I like Jimmy's stooge ways, like trying to give everyone a pound, and they just diss him, and he's like, you know what I mean? Like,
my boy Renee is in the chat, and he says, "I see my boy Reno got the fresh shave for the." What's good, God Body? What's going on? He says Goldberg and Randy Orton was the best villains. If I watch wrestling again, I'm gonna be a novice. Okay, let me see. I'm just trying to get some of these comments. Renee again. He's always got jokes. Just the entrance music alone is gonna get the arena rocking. That's true. Yeah, that says. Civil War. Oh, he's talking about the Avengers when we was talking about the Avengers.
Civil War. And that's what I could see happening with that, like a civil war with the whole family, because we're talking about the Alpha Juniors. We're talking about all those guys. They're basically right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be hard to put that together.
All right, let me move on to another match.
Pennsylvania?
What's up?
The Samoans, do they still run the school in PA?
Yes, they do.
And that was at Allentown?
Allentown, Pennsylvania. Yep.
Okay.
Are you from PA?
I am. I'm from York, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And where did you break in, and who
I broke in that area, trained by a gentleman by the name of Dirty Deeds, Darren Wise, and then I've been wrestling up and down the East, out in Chicago, Wisconsin. So between that and 13 kids, you get busy.
13 kids?
You have 13 kids?
13.
Wow. God bless you.
Wow. Could have had a different name, Super Sperm. 13. You beat my boy Ronald.
You think Ron's watching? Ronald has what, 4?
13 kids. Wow. Who's the oldest?
The oldest is 31. The youngest is 15.
Anyone wrestling? Anyone?
My 22 and my 15-year-old both are training with me right now.
Okay.
It comes so easy to them. It's crazy. It just comes so easy to them. They kind of get bored with the training part of it because it comes so easy to them.
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
That's dope. That is
Nice.
dope. That is dope. Yeah, I see Jay winning. He's got a lot of momentum, and eventually he's IC champ.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jay wins too. They kind of beat up Jimmy bad at the end, of SmackDown today. They beat up Jimmy and Solo. Solo dipped out, I think. So here's another match. I think this will be a really good match. And that is Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the Intercontinental title. I think this would be a good match. I think both obviously are really good workers, in my opinion.
It's going to be a great match. I just can't see Sammy going over. Just Gunther does everything well. Looks the part of a champion. Sammy just looks like he just can't see him. Like, I mean, an IC champ, yeah, maybe, but just can't see him going over Gunther. Not now. You need someone who looks like a real threat. I mean, he doesn't look like a real threat to me.
This will probably be the match where I go to the refrigerator or go get me a beer or two.
Really? Okay.
This match, and it's going to be like a dry cracker sandwich. You know what I mean? It's just going to be hard to swallow.
Yeah, the guys in the chat are getting at you, Jermaine.
I almost feel like they owe Sammy though.
I do too, but I think Gunther goes over. I think Sammy's okay with just putting on a good performance and and I can see Chad Gable maybe interfering and making Sammy lose. you know. So I could see Gunther winning because Chad Gable kind of messes up and you know, cause Sammy to match, and then Sammy and Chad kind of have their feud. If not, if Gunther somehow loses, then I guess he makes his run at the world title, because I know he'll definitely be a world champ one day, because he's one of the best they have, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't see him having that star power, and there has to be something there. Like he's good. He's very good. Technically, he's good, but to me, he doesn't just have, like, when he comes on, I'm like, all right, I'll be back. Did he win? Yeah, I'll be back. Oh, he won? Okay, cool. You know,
that's how I feel about Sami Zayn. I'm like, he come to TV. I'm like, all right, I'm not in the mood to watch this guy. You know what I mean? Like, Sammy just doesn't do it for me. Like,
you don't like Canadians, like, Reno. You don't like Canadian wrestlers. It's okay. Every Canadian wrestler out there, he doesn't. He doesn't like. He hates Jericho. He hates Kevin Owens. He hates. He hates the Canadian wrestlers.
Brother, I like Lance Storm. I used to like Lance Storm.
Because he's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. That was all he said. All right, so this is the go to the bathroom match. So let's go to another one on the card. Let's go to this one. This one's interesting. This is kind of a filler match, but it could be somewhat entertaining. It's a ladder match, right? And that's 6-man tag. Some of the tag teams are, you know, I know Mr. Shelton's favorite tag team's in it, the New Day. That's his favorite team. I think we're going to see new champs here, and I think they finally let what is it, DIY? What's it? I think they get over. I think they win.
I would like to see Waller and Theory go over. I think they're great. I think they're great.
And I think they need a belt for relevancy.
Yeah.
Yes.
If Awesome Truth don't win this match, I'm not watching the rest of WrestleMania.
That's a sentimental favorite. Okay, that's a sentimental favorite. But if you picking me, I'll put the belts on Waller and Grayson. They're all over social media. They're great, charismatic, young. You know what I mean? That's me personally. But I could see the Awesome Truth winning also. But
it's funny because I didn't think about also Truth. I love Truth. I think Truth is great. He plays his role great, and I think he's a great worker. And he's pushing 50 right now.
Yeah.
I could see him winning, kind of like when what's this guy's name, when he won the Money in the Bank, where the title fell and it was like it fell in his hands and he won like the Money in the Bank. I can see they do something like that with Truth. Like Truth catches the belts and they're champs. I mean, that would be kind of spooky. I think definitely the title changes.
Here's the thing about our Truth. We so used to seeing him in the WWE clowning and all that other stuff, but we forget he was Ron the Truth Killings when he was in TNA.
He was a great worker,
and he was the world champion then.
Yeah,
he's done his work. He deserves his due here.
Yeah.
Remember, they let him get Superman. They let him get a heel run with The Miz in the beginning. That's when he worked, like he was working as an actual worker, not a clown. You know what I mean? And he's great. I love him. He's great. You know what I mean? He's always good for laughs, but when he gets serious, he's good, man. Got a great moveset, very athletic. And we also got to remember he's coming off a quad tear too. So
yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I mean, I think we're all in consensus. I think we're going to see new champs. What?
Absolutely.
So what's the setup? Is it that? I mean, it's everyone at the same time, and
it's a ladder match. Like
it's a ladder match. It's like kind of when you had the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian and the Hardys. It's kind of something like that. I don't know if they ever did it with 6 teams though. It's 6 teams, right?
Yeah. It may be a little chaotic because it is 6 teams. That's a lot of people and ladders and what have you. I'm sure none of y'all have experienced that, but it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because I guess they got to kind of rotate as far as the spots in the ring and certain areas. So I'm sure that's. But 16 is a lot. I think I've seen it with 4. I don't think we've seen it with 6 tag teams.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right, moving on. So we're in consensus. We're gonna get new champs, but we all think different teams. Sock, who do you think wins? You didn't. I don't think you picked anyone.
I'm going with Theory and Waller. Right? They're kind of like the cool, easy heel team to root against, right? But they have that appeal for someone like Reno and myself that we could like him too. So
Okay.
um,
And Jermaine says,
who's the
"Awesome
champ?
truth."
Who-
I have a feeling DIY is going to win. I don't know why.
I can see that too, Tom,
Yeah.
only because those are two Triple H guys that he
Yeah.
went and grabbed. You know what I mean? He plucked those guys
Yeah.
personally. And those
Now,
are his
I would
NXT guys.
Huh?
Now, I would like to see Awesome Truth win, but I wouldn't even be surprised if you go with the safe pick and New Day win again, just because they're a safe pick and you know what you get from them.
Yeah.
So who are the champs?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Priest
Okay,
and
Finn Balor.
Balor.
And here's the other thing. And here's the other thing about that is, you almost have to get new champs now if Priest cashes in that Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So if he's going to do that, you kind of almost have to have new champs.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
All right. The next match, which I think is definitely to go to the bathroom match, but I do think we're going to get a surprise heel turn in some way, and that's the 6-man tag. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi versus Damage Control.
If I'm gonna watch, it's because of Jade. Everyone else seeing Bianca does the same thing. Naomi is, and Damage Control is, you just go to Jade is the attraction for this match.
Yeah, and I think Jade is the one. I think she's gonna turn. I think they're gonna set her up. Her and Bianca are gonna get into a feud.
She's a natural heel, bro. She's just, you know what I mean.
That's what she was in AEW. She was a heel, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
I think if Cargill and Belair and Naomi don't go over, then it was a waste of time putting that together.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We all watching this match for the booty aspect of this match. That's the only reason why we watching this match. Let's not soft soap that. Let's be real about it.
Absolutely.
That is true. That is true.
I think Naomi's outfits don't do her justice.
Naomi needs a character change. The glow stuff was 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That change it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like if Bailey was still the hugger. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Is that the last match for Saturday? And then we have obviously the main event. I want to make sure I got through all the matches Saturday because I think LA Knight and Styles is Sunday. So
I believe so. Here's a quick caveat about this match as far as a swerve. And you were talking about Naomi changing up a little bit. As we talked about the bloodline having like a civil war, don't rule out her being part of that bloodline aspect.
That's
so
right.
she could be the heel turn.
And they see that female.
Yes. That was rumored a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So I can see that absolutely.
Because her and she's married to Jimmy, right?
Yep.
So okay. I didn't think about that, but that's a very good point.
And then you start looking at aspects of having Naomi, Nia, and Tamina all together. So,
Is Tamina still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't do very much with her, but she's there.
Yeah. My man, Rich Mancuso's here. Shame, guys. WWE Hall of Fame. No mention of Vince McMahon. He built the legacy. Well, Rich, what do you want them to do? The guy did some very bad things. I'm not going to go on about it, but I mean,
now the question is coming out because there was a letter that was released, a love letter from
the girl, right?
And so now the question is, was he even guilty? Now, if you ask me, yeah, Vince is guilty all damn day long because she ain't the only one. But in that aspect, he might not be.
and Brock was involved in that too, right?
Yeah, and Brock was cleared, and that's why for a while all mention of him was gone for a little while, and now that he's been cleared, now he's back on everything. But I don't foresee him wrestling anytime soon. Yeah,
I think he might be. I don't know until this case is over or whatever happened. But I did hear about that letter. That girl.
Yes.
That's crazy. Let me just read this real quick. This is to my man Reno, the mechanic. He says, "All right, fellas, great pod. I have to go. Keep these segments going and make sure to bring back the mechanic, Danny." we always, Jermaine, we always bust each other's chops here. It's Reno's been on top of the list because Reno's been marking out lately, and because of The Rock.
I'm telling you, bro, I haven't been this excited for wrestling in years.
Hey, I told everybody when, and I've been talking about The Rock coming back for a couple of years now, and I've had people be like, "Oh, well, why would he come back? He's in Hollywood." His appeal alone is what made this pay-per-view what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm surprised it took as long as it did for him, for him to be back where he's at.
Yeah. And I mean, he looks believable. Renee, I messed up, man. That's what I said earlier. I forgot to get the picture. I'm gonna see if I can add it like through my phone. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get the picture of Reno that we made of him. Before the night is over, I will put it up on the screen. What's up, Kui? In the Zoomverse, what's going on? Just saying what's up to you guys. And all right, so let's move on to the main event of the first night. What everybody's been waiting to see. They'll probably come on at 11 o'clock. They'll probably stretch it 4 hours tomorrow night. Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins versus the final boss, The Rock and Roman Reigns. What happens? I think everybody kind of thinks it's kind of predicting the same thing, but let's hear what you guys got to say.
Go ahead, fellas. I want to hear what y'all think first.
Okay.
I definitely think The Rock and Reigns go over because now you want to have Cody, beat the odds. And then, with the foreshadowing of Stone Cold and John Cena at some point entering the fray to help night 2, I definitely see The Rock and Roman going over.
Well, I mean, the whole key to this, right? You don't want to be predictable to what's going to happen the next day, right? You want to keep people in some sort of suspense. I wonder how much time The Rock is going to be in the ring. I mean, he looks the part, but as the pro could probably safely say, it's a whole lot different. Once the bell rings and you have to move around. I mean, he got hurt really bad. 10 years ago?
Yeah, when I was there at that WrestleMania.
So he's 10 years older.
He tore his ab right off the bone.
So.
Okay, I didn't know that.
When you're not doing it, it's not as it looks easy, but it's not that easy to jump right back in. So you're looking at a person who had a knee replacement, and I was back in the ring 28 days later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then had a spinal fusion and was back in the ring a month later.
Mm.
Moving like that is not easy. So when you're off as long as he was, there's going to be some ring rust. But knowing him the way that he is, he'll probably be able to carry on a half hour, 45-minute match with no problem.
And also, I mean, for them, 3 of the 4 guys have to go back-to-back nights.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something. I mean, God forbid an injury, especially someone like Seth, who is injury prone. And I don't know. I have a feeling this match could be a dud. There's a lot of build-up. I don't know. It's like buyer beware. So I don't know.
It's definitely Roman's gonna have to carry the match for their team. You know what I mean? So it's probably The Rock's gonna work in spots. We know this, right? It's gonna come in House of Fire, a couple rock punches, kicks, Samoan drop. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be Roman versus Cody and Seth, unless again another Samoan decides to interfere, which is quite possible. So I mean, I can see it being a dud also, but from the entertainment standpoint, the crowd is gonna be all over it. So the crowd may save the actual match from being such a dud.
And the crowd's going to be divided, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Although the Cody fans have come out.
The Cody crybabies.
Cody crybabies have carried the day. So,
well, one thing we know, Philly has some of the best wrestling marks in the world. Philly is huge, so it should be interesting. You know, I think it'll be equal. I think it's half and half. And one thing of the match, when referring to The Rock, you almost can guarantee there's going to be a lot of interference. So that's when maybe we'll see some surprises, and you know, maybe new people show up. You know, one of the rumors was that their cousin, like there's another guy that he's supposed to make his debut. I think he shows, and I think this is the match he might show up in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think at the end of the day, I think The Rock and Roman win, so that the next match will be for Bloodline Rules, where anything goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to make it where, you know, Cody's definitely now going to be against it. You know, McIntyre, I expect him to make an appearance. You know, maybe he interferes as well. McIntyre will be there. So I think definitely The Rock and Reigns will go over in this match somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say this, and I think this is going to be the most entertaining match of the whole WrestleMania weekend, honestly. And I feel like this will be the match where the unexpected can happen. There's been some groundwork laid. Like, people keep missing the fact that Seth Rollins keeps talking about he's the only person that can shield Cody Rhodes. And then just last week, Roman Reigns alluded to, you're going to trust the one person that was in the Shield to watch your back, which would suggest that maybe Seth would align himself with Roman again. But we've seen an open door policy just last year with Cody. So who's to say we don't see Dean, or I'm sorry, John Moxley?
Wow. You don't think Moxley?
Who's to say we don't see the Shield? And then let us not forget the Dustin Rhodes "Fuck You Rock" promo.
That's true. That I forgot about that.
Yes, and he's in Philadelphia doing some stuff.
But he has to get the permission from AEW. Now, will they allow that? That's the only thing.
Why wouldn't, at this point, if you did it with Cody last year and you saw how well that went over with Cody, why wouldn't you expand your atmosphere and do it again? Because that's all that's going to do.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, they did let Jordana Grace work the Rumble.
And yes, Jordana Grace worked the Rumble, and that was the one thing that everybody that I was around was talking about, was that she was in the Rumble. Well, damn, what else could happen next? Who else could happen next? So we're seeing it on a small scale, but this would be the one time where you just see a conglomerate of people just show up and just cause mass confusion, which would lead to the next night. And then we'll talk about the next night when we get there.
I do think there's a chance you see Dustin. I do think he may get the one-day pass from Tony Khan, like, go help your brother. And, you know, Tony Khan being grateful to Cody Rhodes to help him start AEW, you know what I mean? And getting the fans there, stuff like that. So here's a one offer. Here, get your brother, interfere in the match, come back over.
But
that would have to be night 2.
I was going to say, because that's when it really, I mean, not that this match isn't important to Cody, but the next night, you know, is obviously for all the marbles, so to speak.
I'll wait till we get to night 2, because I have another scenario about night 2.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to night 2. But before that, there goes my man Reno.
Oh no! Cooking the birthday boy.
I hope Renee's still on. He gets to see it. But I got the picture. That's my man.
Kind of got a Paulie Malignaggi look about him.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with I'll start with this match. I don't know if it's going to be the lead off, but it could be a good lead off for night 2. That's AJ Styles versus LA
That's
Knight.
my guy right there.
Yeah, that's your guy. LA Knight. It's an interesting match. You know, I think it's too obvious if LA Knight wins this match, and I feel like he's going to win, and this is why I feel like AJ somehow gets over and he wins this match.
I was gonna say that I Now, first of all, I'll start over this match. I do think they're doing a great job selling the match, trying to not let themselves be overshadowed by everything else, like especially today with the whole media scrum and, and all the bickering back and forth. But I do feel like AJ's going to go over for some reason. I feel like AJ's going to go over, and they'll run it back later on. But again, Triple H tries, even though he tends to get predictable, I think he'll throw a swerve this one, and I think AJ's going to go over.
That would make my wife very happy. My wife's favorite wrestler is AJ Styles because
it's great.
My wife loves his hair, so that's why she loves AJ Styles. So,
AJ's been great for like almost 20 years.
Yeah,
I mean TNA AJ was phenomenal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But this is a bulked up AJ.
He looks like he's been special vitamins.
He's trying he got some good he's on the Joe Rogan, baby.
That rock juice.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I think this match could possibly be one of the better ones on the card because AJ makes everyone look great. And Knight is coming to his own compared to when he first was botching stuff. Knight has gotten a lot better, but AJ makes everyone look good.
Yeah. What do you think, Jermaine?
Personally, I'm not sold on LA Knight. He kind of annoys me. AJ Styles is a great all-around worker. Probably work circles around LA Knight. But don't rule out some type of outside interference that helps AJ win this match.
I'm not sold on LA Knight. I think LA Knight he's messed up tonight again. He's been messing up a lot. His work, me and Reno get into it. We argue about this all the time. LA Knight, he's been botching, some moves, and he botched in his promo today. I don't know if
he swallowed the gum, man. The gum.
I watch LA Knight, and then I hear fans, and this is not a knock at the fans because the fans do what the fans do. Yeah. And I hear the fans start chanting that stupid shit, and I'm like, do y'all realize how dumb y'all sound? And so every time he does that, and then people follow that, I feel like he's looking at people like, y'all dumb. That's
how you feel about the year. That's how I feel about the Yeet.
Joke it is.
That's how I feel about Yeet. I'm like, oh my god. When I hear Yeet, I'm like, oh my god.
It's like such music.
Only reason why I give Yeet a pass is because I got a bunch of kids and that's what they do. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
From 15 to 22, that's what I'm hearing. So I'm
I mean, when he first came out, I really liked LA Knight. I thought when he first came out in WWE, he was good. I liked him, but then he just I don't know, like lately, like the last few months, he's been like kind of stiff in the ring and he's been botching some moves and it's kind of saying the same thing over and over.
I think his promos been better, man. I mean, he's like any other wrestler. You have a certain move set, you're gonna continue to just do that move set, and that's just what it is. I mean, like I said, he cuts a good promo. He's over. He's super over. He's not for everyone. I think he just gives me old school attitude era vibe. So I think that's why I'm a fan. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He gives me. I feel like he's ripping off Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, he does. He talks like him a little bit, and he kind of wrestles a little bit like him too. It's like when he, the punches is kind of similar to the way Austin throws his punches. Even the stomps, like the little kicks, he kind of imitates Austin a little bit too. So I mean, but this match it could be good because he can work. He's known to be a good a worker in the ring. I mean. And he's gonna be in there with a guy that's probably one of the best, So this match could steal the show for night 2,
AJ will make him look good, and AJ will do some phenomenal things. AJ will make him look like $1 million.
Absolutely, and that's why I think they put him in the ring together. You finally give him a stage. Last year he should have been on the card, and you didn't put him on the card. So now you put him on the card, one of the better workers, one of the greatest workers. You know what I mean? And let him shine. But again, I think AJ goes over. All
right, let's go. Night, you almost look at him like he could be like this era's DDP, the old guy that got gets but I think AJ wins.
Okay. How about this match? Does anybody really care for this match?
Bro, the Final Testament is terrible.
I thought Karrion Kross was going to be a lot better than what he is. And
Bobby Lashley is just ice cold. Street Profits are ice cold. That whole group of them together fell on its face miserably.
Bobby is much better. He was much better with MVP.
Yeah,
I mean that was the best version of Bobby.
Bobby's not the greatest promo guy.
I was getting ready to say that Bobby shouldn't be the leader of any group.
Yeah,
he should be the enforcer of every group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He should not be the leader.
Yeah,
he's not a great talker.
No.
And unfortunately, the Street Profits, they keep getting packaged into the same, and I hate to say this, they keep getting packaged into the same stereotypical thing that they do to a lot of black wrestlers.
Yeah.
Whether it's Prime or whatever, they package them the same way and just give them a different name.
Yeah, they're heels now, but they walk around with the same gimmick. You still have the plastic cup. You're heel. You be a full heel. You know what I mean? It's like they're like tweeners.
I don't even think they're heels now. I think they've been like floating, like they give high fives to the crowd and everything. Bobby's not a heel.
I don't think they're supposed to be heels, but Bobby is so dry on the mic, and like I said, they have it. The Street Profits had so much momentum going on, and then all of a sudden they just took it away from them.
Yeah.
I think they're just better off as solo wrestlers. I think they'll be better off individual.
And now you're putting them in suits and ties, and that's not what they are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think both those guys are much better workers if they were solo. Like I like Montez Ford. I think he'll be great. And then
he's a good worker.
Flex, who's not here, who I wanted to be on, he likes what's the other guy's name?
Ford.
Not Montez Ford is who I like. He likes
Dawkins. I like Dawkins.
He likes Dawkins a lot. He thinks he's better. He's the better one.
Dawkins added some muscle tone because he just he's lost weight, but he just looks. He has to change his body up a little bit. You know what I mean?
But he's still really athletic. He does.
He's a good worker.
Yeah. But I think they'll do better individually, like as a solo wrestlers. I think they would do much better.
And the Final Testament, what the tag team, they're terrible.
They're trash.
Oh, that's terrible.
I was getting ready to use that same word, trash. On my podcast, I have a segment called the Trash Bag segment. They'd be in the trash. They'd be in the trash.
Is there anything that WWE can do with Karrion Kross?
St. Paul Ellering still in wrestling is something.
Karrion Kross needs to go back to when he had the Caesar and he looked intimidating. When he had the Caesar and he came out, the long hair is just like,
He blends in
better shape back then too. He's in better shape.
He doesn't stand out now. He doesn't.
No.
And he's a legit badass. I mean, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like he's legit.
Yeah.
And maybe having the hot wife hurts him a little bit.
I think the wife wanted him to let his hair grow, and he did, and just not doing it for him. You know what I mean?
It could be. But Sak, you brought up a point. I forgot they have Ellering to kind of like boost him, but it's a good point you make. He's been around, a long time.
But I don't think it has as much as I popped for it because I'm a Road Warriors guy and whatnot. As much as I popped for it, I don't think that it's done very much for them.
Yeah. No, let's see what happens. I think the Final Testament wins because I think this is Kross's last kind of like push, to be something. But I don't know.
I think maybe Lashley turns his back on the Profits.
Could see that. Let's go to the next one here. The triple threat match: Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. I think I'll lead off with this. I think Logan wins. I think Logan definitely wins this match, and I think we'll see a heel turn in Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens turns and he starts a feud with Randy.
I just didn't see the need to add Kevin Owens in this match. I was looking forward to Logan and Randy going one-on-one. But I guess you have to. Randy's still coming back from the back surgery, maybe, so you really can't have him work a long match. So you have to have Owens there to take some of the pressure off of him. But I saw no reason to add KO.
There's a reason to add KO, because Logan Paul Randy Orton would run circles around Logan Paul right now. It wouldn't be it would be a terrible match if you didn't add that third element into it.
Okay.
It would be a terrible match. And I like Logan from his work ethic. And now I have a problem with Logan being where he's at based on his celebrity status.
Agreed.
And getting spots ahead of people because of his celebrity status, which is why his brother is going to get knocked naked from the waist down. But Kevin Owens also is overdue also. So I honestly see a new champion in this match, and it'll either be KO or Randy Orton.
Okay. So you don't see I don't know, I just feel like Logan is playing the heel pretty good, and I feel like he's just, he'll weasel his way out of it somehow, and it's because Kevin Owens or Randy will do something to each other by mistake, and he capitalizes, and then you start something up with
a real weasel way, a real heel way he'll come out.
I think that's what I think. But
Randy will RKO KO, and he'll throw Randy over the rope and get the pin. You know what I mean? One of those kind of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not a triple threat. Those triple threat matches are never any good. I mean, the ECW styles has been good. But
I've never been a fan of the, unless they're a tag team. I just think the three-way dances and the singles, I'm not a big fan of that. But that's just me personally.
It has to be the right components. If it's not the right components, it's always going to be a little off if it's not the right because it's like one person's just standing around watching everybody else.
Exactly.
And if it's not the right components where everybody is involved every second of the match, then it comes off a little less than spectacular.
Yeah. And that's you're going to build stuff around Logan Paul because SummerSlam is supposed to be in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
I believe it is. Okay. I plan on going to SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Okay.
And I think he's like I think he's on the poster for it.
Already?
I saw something. Yeah.
He definitely should be.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Jay Price jumped on the
chat. Jay Price.
Is it too late to send him the link? Jay Price?
He's on Facebook. I need him to get on the YouTube one. I can send him the link. He knows a lot about wrestling. He's like a historian. Hold on, let me see if he's Jason. If you want to get on, let me know, and I'll send you a link. I'll send it to you on Facebook. If you want to get on, you could.
He was former booker and head writer of a Bronx backyard wrestling fan 30 years ago.
Let's go on to the next. Here's another match here. I'm interested in. I think I'm a Bailey. I like Bailey, so screw you, Reno. But Bailey versus Io Sky. I think this got the potential to be a good match. I don't want Bailey to win. I think it's too obvious if she wins. I'd like Io to go over in this match. But I mean, I'm not too pumped up for it. I mean, there's other matches that are better than this one, but I always liked Bailey. Bailey's always been one of my favorite female wrestlers.
Again, we only watching this match because Bailey got a fatty. That's the only reason why we watching this match.
That's one of the reasons why she's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Let's be honest about that. Yeah. Now, Bailey is an outstanding worker. Don't get it twisted. She's an outstanding worker. But this
is a bathroom break for me.
This is probably going to be the refrigerator break match for me on night 2.
And you guys like Io Sky?
They've kept that belt on Io for a while now.
I like Kairi Sane. Yeah. I like her. Okay. Io, she's okay. I like Kairi Sane. I'm a big Kairi Sane fan.
And really, sometimes when you look at matches, and I'm looking at it from my point of view, you also got to look at the optics of how it looks. And when you look at Bailey versus any of those girls, do they really look like they could mess with Bailey?
No,
they're tiny. They're all tiny.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey's jaw alone is bigger than those girls. So.
Got the Jay Leno, baby. The
Bailey got a catcher's mitt face, but damn it, I mean,
From your,
In facts, it's so true.
what constitutes a good hand or a good worker to you?
Um,
One aspect.
one, being able to tell a story.
Okay.
If you can't tell a story, and not tell a story in terms of, oh, I'm reading a book, tell a story, but your emotions and your facial expressions and your body movements and your body expressions, all that has to tell the story for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that go out there and they bump and they take bumps and they take moves and they do things for the sake of doing things, and it makes no sense. Or you
Right.
ask yourself, why did they do that? Or what purpose did that serve? When you start seeing that, that's when you start losing the disconnect in the match. So for me, if I can be like, okay, damn, you know what? She took that drop kick and now she's selling that neck really well, to the point where I got to start wondering, damn, did she really hurt her neck?
Is selling a lost art?
Oh, very much so. Very
Mm.
much so.
Wow.
Very much so. I mean, how many matches have you watched? And I don't mean to pick on anybody, but then I do mean to pick on people. But let's watch your average AEW match. It's a spot after spot after spot after spot after spot.
Yeah.
Where's the actual wrestling at?
Spot fest. Yeah.
I can't stand AEW.
Neither can I.
I can't watch it.
I did watch Sting's last match, and because it's Sting, and there was some stuff that happened that didn't have a place, and I don't want to knock the kid, Darby Allin, but it's just
he's a spot clown, bro. He just takes ridiculously dangerous bumps for no reason.
Right. Like why do something for no reason? It makes no sense. If you don't want somebody to say to you, oh, well, I could predict that, then don't do predictable things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I say I think they keep the belt on Elio. I think they keep it on Io Sky.
Yeah. I think they find a way to keep the belt on her as well. It's just, to me, it's just too obvious if Bayley wins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Bayley needs a belt.
No, I don't
Bayley
think so.
had her WrestleMania moment. She doesn't need another one. Not right now.
And I think that was a cool moment, her winning the Rumble. And the way she won, I thought that was pretty good. But she don't need the WrestleMania moment. I agree. So moving on, we got two more matches, and it's kind of the co-main event and the main event. We'll go to the co-main event. We've got Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the heavyweight championship.
Drew has been doing the best work of his career. Drew has
been
killing it.
Yeah, on the mic, and his promos have been really, really good. May I add, CM Punk is supposed to be like the special ring announcer for this fight, or commentator?
Yeah,
commentator.
So, which is kind of silly. They should have just put him as a referee. But
Phil, call that man Phil.
Phil.
Don't
Why?
call him CM Punk. Call him Phil.
Why is that?
Because he be talking all that shit and can't back none of it up. That's why. You go to the UFC, you get your ass run off 3 times in a row. Then you come back to the WWE talking about who you going to smack. Who are you going to smack? Nobody.
Have you had any dealings with anybody that we've mentioned on the show today?
Goldust. I actually worked a 10-man tag team with Goldust. Who else is on the card? AJ Styles.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Who else is on the card? I had to think about who else is on the card.
LA Knight.
I've met LA Knight. I've met
Seth.
Street Profits.
Okay.
So I've had some run-ins.
Okay.
I would love to have a run-in with Drew McIntyre though.
Why is that?
Just because I watched him from 3MB till now, and I just feel like he's like a basic bitch.
A basic bit.
A basic bitch.
You don't think he's finally coming together on his own now?
No.
I mean, this has been some of the best work he's done the last few months.
What's he missing to you in your point of view?
Honestly, when I hear him talk, I just want him to shut up. Like I can't. I just want to be like, like if you listen to Sean Connery talk, you be like, "Oh, that's Sean Connery. Let me hear what he got to say." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Drew opens his mouth, I just want to shove a yam in his mouth or something. Just shut up. You know what I mean?
Even the last few months when he was, him and CM Punk, I thought that was some of the best stuff he's done. I'm
just not feeling him.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the old Drew. I mean, when he was champion, and I didn't like it. I thought it was just like, but that was Vince falling in love with the big guys.
And face Drew and heel Drew are two different things. Heel Drew is good. Heel Drew now, it's good. When he was a face and the whole sword thing was corny, I'm like,
that was corny. That exactly that part of it was corny, and
I agree.
Again, he didn't come off as believable to me.
Yeah,
I need you to come off believable. Where if you walk outside, that's the real deal when you walk outside. When he walk outside, I don't get that impression.
Okay.
And
that makes sense. And there's a lot of wrestlers like that. A lot of old wrestlers talk about old wrestlers the same way. They said, I remember Shane Douglas used to say some stuff about some of the wrestlers back in the day. Remember one of them, he's like, if I met Kevin Nash in the street, I know I'm going to get into a fight. And then he said, he named a few right. Then he got to Ric Flair. It's like, what is he going to do? Chop me to death? Like Shane Douglas used to say some crazy stuff, but
like I had a run-in with New Jack at one point in time. Okay. This is when I was kind of green and coming up, and I watched him. He looked at me dead in my face and he said, "Watch what I do. I'm gonna staple this $5 bill to this kid's face." And I said, "You're gonna do what?" Now I've heard the legend of New Jack. You know what I mean? I've heard he's crazy. He got a couple bodies on him and whatnot. And I'm like, "You gonna do what?" And he said, "I'm gonna staple this $5 bill to this kid's face." And I'm like, "Stop playing." So he goes out and he pulls out this big ass industrial ass stapler, and you hear the gunshot, pow, 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 pow. And I'm like, all right, he just bullshitting. The boy comes back with a $5 bill stapled to his face. So I looked at him and I was like, how much did you get paid to do that? And the young boy was like, "Oh, I got paid $35, but I just wanted the honor of working New Jack." I said, "You's a new fool." I looked at New Jack. I said, "Why did you do that to that boy?" And he said, "'Cause he let me." I couldn't even be mad at him at that point. I was like, you know what? He is everything advertised. Mm-hmm. I said, "New Jack, if you would even post that idea to me, we'd have fought." He said, "I'd expect nothing less from a bruh." That wasn't the word he used. He said, "But I expect nothing less from a bruh."
New Jack.
I was like, all right, I know I'm somewhere where yeah.
New Jack was one of the coolest guys. I hung out with New Jack twice. Sock, we hung out with him one time. He was when we went to ECW. New Jack is very cool. Like, we hear the stories, but in person, he's down to earth. He was crazy cool. Like he was, he'll talk to you, he'll tell you the way it is. And, I can't say anything bad about the New Jack that I met. Like I said, me and Sock hung out with New Jack one time for one event. I hung out with him a second time when I went to ECW and they did what was it they called the Cyber Weekend or something? They had They had 3 shows, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we hung out with the hotel and the bar, super crazy, Justin Credit, all those guys. New Jack, by far one of the coolest dudes that I've met in the wrestling business. Yeah. Like New Jack,
one of the great characters. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
that Smoky Mountain promo, he bigs up OJ.
Yeah, man.
There's 2 less of them. That was. They say, "Good job, keep up the good work." There's 2 less.
but that was him. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by when he walks outside, you know that mystique is him. That's He's going to give you that whether he's in the ring or whether he's at the bar. I don't get that from Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and it's true. I mean, I've never met McIntyre, but I can tell, you know. But I know what you're saying, especially, you know, talking about New Jack. New Jack was the real deal, and you know, he was no phony. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But let's go to this match. Who wins and
Drew
what
goes
happens?
over. It's time to change. You got to take the title off Seth. Drew goes over. It's time. You know, I think Seth has done all Seth is gonna do. You need a break. He needs the time off. You know, you need to absence makes the heart grow fonder. You need the absence. You know what I mean? Seth, for me, Seth the music is over more than Seth is over.
Right.
So that's crazy because that would mean that Seth catches 2 L's. He would lose in the tag match, and then he would lose in the title match.
Yeah.
And his wife loses. So
and his wife, wow, that'll be 3 L's if his wife loses. That's crazy. But like, here's the question of the day. Like, I think we all kind of think Drew wins, but is this the cash in?
This is the cash in.
This the money. This the Priest. You know,
this
and
is
Drew gets screwed again. Right.
This is Damian Priest's spot right here.
Yeah.
If he's going to do it, it's now.
Yeah. I could also see Seth winning, and then Drew just like annihilates him like after the match, after Drew loses, and then Seth is like knocked out, and I could see Priest cashing in on Seth.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see. But either way, I think this is the cash in moment for Damian Priest.
And the Punk factor.
What's up?
The Punk factor, because Punk has heat with both of these guys.
That's true. Yeah, we don't know what how he's going to play into it. Good point. So we kind of tend to forget about Punk. I'm not. I don't like Punk. The only thing good about Punk is his music. So that's the only thing good about CM Punk.
The music is great.
Yeah, and then so now we go to the final match. The match that everybody is looking forward to. Is Cody going to finish his story? This is Cody versus Roman Reigns. It could be bloodline rules based on what we think. Who wins and why? And let me see if anybody filled out the poll. Let me just see what the consensus is. 62%. I'm going to end the poll. Let's see if it shows up. And let's see. Can I highlight it?
Give me a moment, fellas. I'll be right back. Y'all continue.
No problem. Let me see if I can see the poll. I don't know how to highlight the poll, but go ahead. One of you guys want to lead off with this match? I'm trying to get the poll. If Cody's going to finish his story.
I've been on the Cody bandwagon since he made the debut against.
He's like the Lex Express. He's on the Cody Express.
Yeah, man. And they've pushed him. I don't think we get the letdown like we did with Lex. Just because I think Cody knows how to play the game, and apparently Lex was just kind of just annoyed with the fans. Like, I think Cody really embraces. He's got a big ego. I mean, he's on the cover of the video game. He's, he makes all these appearances.
Yeah.
He's one of the highest paid guys in the company, right? Overnight.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see signs like, what was that? When Punk and Cena had the feud, if Punk loses, we riot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's that feel a little bit. I think there's no way they could play Cody 2 years in a row. There's no way.
I'm a Roman Reigns guy. I mean, I'll
be
for real.
I would like to see Roman hold on to the belt, but it's highly unlikely. Rock is now on the board, and he's a businessman, and fans are speaking. They want Cody. I mean, like we all said, it's pretty much 50-50. But like you said, Tom, and Sock, I don't think they job him out 2 years in a row. Not in the main event.
Well said.
Then again, they do want him to break Hogan's record.
And the only thing that I could think of, that people have said, okay, once Cody, if Cody were to win, what next, right? It's like, okay, he obtained it now. Is he the guy that could, carry a company? And I think so. I think there's good heels out there. I think I always have seen him and Gunther in a nice program. Maybe a main event, SummerSlam, title versus title.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much you can do with the IC belt if you're going to keep it on Gunther.
Yeah.
I did hear if Rock has a good showing and doesn't get injured, and if Cody goes over, it's Rock Cody SummerSlam.
Well, yeah, and that makes sense. Well, the only thing is that The Rock is going to be gone for a while because he's got to take time off to do whatever.
The Killing Machine. He's going to make the Killing Machine the movie.
But but I think Cody finally goes over. I think what everybody wants to know is how he goes over. Like Bloodline rules, is The Rock going to turn, or is it going to be one of those where The Rock does it by mistake kind of things? He hits Roman by mistake, costs Roman the match, but not intentional. Me personally, I would like Cody to win, but it's all about the finish. I don't want to see The Rock turn face and Cody win that way. I think that would be super corny.
Yeah.
If The Rock turns face and turns on Roman and helps Cody, I think that would ruin everything. In my personal opinion, I think that would be too corny. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see Cody win, maybe with some other interference, or he just wins clean. Or if The Rock does cost Reigns the match, it's by mistake, and it's like, and it costs maybe Roman and The Rock to go at it, because I think that's another match they want. They want Roman and The Rock to have a match too, so that might be the SummerSlam match. But I don't want Rock to be total face, if you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. And the beating that he took on Monday Night Raw, which was one of the great moments of the last 10 years, and I wish they would have sold it better, because I mean, the next I didn't even see a Band-Aid on Cody, on SmackDown.
Tonight.
That was beautiful to watch.
Where's the taped up ribs that we used to get all the time?
Right. They're trying to bring some legitimacy back to it. Cody he's got to get his pound of flesh back.
Yeah.
So I can see if I'm booking this and I want to give the fans something to say, oh shit, about. One scenario is that The Rock absolutely does turn on Roman Reigns, but it is Bloodline rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing that says that The Rock can't turn around and pin Roman Reigns.
But wow.
Yeah. And he's the final boss, right?
That'd be a total twist.
So he can make the rules up as he goes along.
That's true.
Or this.
He's had a TKO. You can say that.
Or this. We all talk about finishing the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if the story finishes with Dustin coming out and being on top?
That'd be a super twist. Like, I don't think anybody would expect that. That'd be crazy. But
or Dustin costing Cody.
Yeah, because think about it. And again, who says that Dustin doesn't come out and align himself with The Rock? Because why is it that I'm going to use his name, Goldust? He's put all his time in, and he never quite just got his due. And then we go to that AEW match that they had, which was a classic. And now here comes Cody to finish the story, when it should probably be Goldust to finish the story.
That means that Dustin's contract is up.
Yeah.
That's the only way that could happen.
He can come out and say, I never got to be champ, neither are you. You know what I mean? Like, and cost his brother the match.
That would be, I mean, that'd be a great twist. And that's what we want. We want something like that. I mean, we want a great twist, like, like, wow. Like, I think that's what WrestleMania is all about. I don't want an obvious ending. That would be a sick twist.
That'd be cool.
But it has to be Dustin. It has to be Dustin, not Goldust. It can't be Goldust.
Yeah, it has to be Dustin. It has to be Dustin.
Yeah.
It has to be him in Dustin form, not Goldust. It has to be Dustin. Because as I said earlier, Cody is essentially doing what Dustin did when he first started.
Yeah. Because
but for some reason, it just wasn't quite as over as it is now.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I used to like that version of Dustin because he feuded with Wyndham and he feuded with Austin in WCW, and those were great matches. I think they had like a bunkhouse match too.
The truck
I
match.
don't know who
Remember
it
the
was.
match with
Huh?
the truck? Remember the match he had on the truck?
Yeah, that was the bunkhouse match.
Uh-huh.
I think it was. That was against was it Wyndham or Austin? Because those are the two
I
big
think
matches.
it was Wyndham.
That was the two big feuds he had in WCW.
And Arn Anderson.
And Arn Anderson. Yeah, those were
Arn
great.
turned on him.
Great, yeah. Those were
because
great.
we talked about Jimmy and Jay being brothers earlier in the show. Same scenario, just a different side of the street.
Yeah.
I mean,
this time it's about how you get to pass me up.
That's true. How would you get to go over? Yeah.
I mean, I would love if Dustin comes out, it's gonna be dope. But that means that he must be a free agent. You know.
Yeah, that's the
you know.
Unless they do one of those things where WWE did with ECW where they had Taz beat was it Mike Awesome? Remember Mike Awesome won the belt and then he was going to WCW, so they had Taz go to ECW to win the title, and then Taz lost to Tommy Dreamer right after that.
Well, at that point, WWE was kind of not they owned ECW, but they were basically keeping it afloat.
Basically,
well, yeah, they always were in business together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you think about it, you go to SummerSlam, you want to know what you do with Cody. Well, there's what you do with Cody. Cody and Dustin head up on a WWE platform and not an AEW platform. Because a whole lot of people didn't see that AEW match. And if you had, you'd understand why I say what I say now.
Yeah.
No, Double or Nothing, right? That was the inaugural pay-per-view. When
it was the pay-per-view that put AEW on the map. If that match doesn't happen, AEW is not what it is.
You see, you got to be booking for WWE because that'd be a great story. Like nobody would see that. Like maybe some people might see that coming, but you know,
I think it'd be a lot of disappointed people, and I'd be one of them.
I know you're a big Cody fan.
I'm a Rhodes mark. Dusty Rhodes is my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
You know, I think he has to go, and I think.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time a face won the heavyweight title clean at Mania? Reno, anybody?
The last time face won a title, now we have to go back to those main events.
Was it McIntyre? No, not McIntyre.
Yeah, well, he did beat Brock clean. He did beat Brock clean.
But that's when they had two titles. I don't know what was the main event because I know.
Well, you had Braun Strowman. You had Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman fought for one, didn't he? And then you had Drew fight for the other.
Yeah.
And I think they both won clean.
Yeah, because back in the day,
wouldn't it have been Taker over AJ Styles?
Braun beat Goldberg.
Who beat Goldberg?
Braun.
Okay. Yeah,
Strowman. I believe he beat Goldberg.
Yeah. But was Goldberg a heel?
No, it was face versus face.
It was face versus face. Yeah, so I would say it would be that Boneyard match, Taker versus AJ Styles.
But that was for the title?
No. But that wasn't for the title. I don't think. No, that wasn't for the title.
Yeah. What's good, Joe Townsend? What's going on? Yeah, I can't remember because back in the day it used to be whoever won the Rumble, if the face won, that was the one that got over pretty much in WrestleMania, like Mysterio, Guerrero, or Benoit, like that. You know, the baby face. Well, the faces usually got over at the main event of Mania.
I think fireworks and everything. Yeah, because Brock was working heel. It had to be Drew when he went over on Brock.
Yeah, but that was the opening match, right? Because when I remember that was like the first match. That was they opened WrestleMania with Brock and Rollins went over. And everybody was like, why Brock is opening the WrestleMania?
Oh, because he got out of it. He opened up and got out of it. I mean,
so like, but I think there was two champions that night, so that wasn't the main event, obviously. Who was the other main event that night? I can't remember. I honestly, but I know when Rollins beat Goldberg. No, when Rollins beat Brock, that was an opening card. I think that was an opening match.
Would it have been Roman?
Roman's been working heel.
Didn't they?
Yeah, but Roman was champ at face as well.
Yeah, he was champion as a face first.
Yeah. What about the COVID year? Who won in the COVID year?
I'm telling you, there was Drew McIntyre. He went over on Brock.
Yeah.
I think it was Drew. He went over clean on Brock.
Yeah. But do we count that? Because there was no crowd.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if we count that, like, because when the baby faces win, you get the fireworks, you get the whole.
Well, yeah. We also got to talk about this dude's been champion for 4 years, so you have to go back 4 years for the last time someone went over clean.
And it was Brock and Bobby was one, right?
That wasn't they didn't have it was like a disqualification the first one. They totally botched that feud anyway. That was terrible.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'm telling you, for me, if you're going back 4 years ago, which would be the COVID year, it was Drew going over on Brock clean, positive. Because Drew always brings that up. I won the championship with no crowd. I want my WrestleMania moment.
If Cody doesn't win, do you still can Cody regain that momentum and can keep the fans behind him?
He's bulletproof.
It depends. It depends on how it's done. Like if he was to get beat clean, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But if he's like this close to winning, and we all know that he should have won, and then yes, because people will be sympathetic to that and be like, you know what? He's the uncrowned champion. He had him beat, and this happened. But if he gets beat clean, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's so many directions they can do. I just don't see Cody not winning.
I don't think
like get this. Here's another scenario. I don't think it's going to happen. But does Cody win, and does Priest cash in on Cody? That would be really messed up if Cody won and Priest is the one that beats Cody and cashes in on him.
If Priest cashes in, he's gonna job. You try to cash in on Cody,
exactly.
Some form for you're gonna job.
He's gonna job.
Yeah, he's definitely He's
been one of I like Priest, but he's been one of the worst Money in the Bank holders. He's been, and I like Priest. It's been uneventful. Like it's like, you know what it is? You kept the tag team titles on him too long, so it seems like the tag team titles are as his focus, and not the briefcase is just secondary. Like, oh, I got this. You know what I mean?
But he could just be like the victim of just like circumstance where he's just not, the top guy yet, but they're trying to, keep him satisfied.
Yeah,
because I think Priest is one of those guys that they want him to win at least one world title. I think he deserves a world title. Kind of like, some of the other guys back in the day, they got their chance to be like
Kofi.
Like Kofi, like he got a shot to win the title once, right? So I think Priest is going to be one of those guys too, because Priest has been in business a long time. He's mid-40s, I think. So but
then if that's the case, you can't put the main title on him. You got to put the secondary, the Seth title on him. You can't put the main one on him. Not to do the Tonight Show appearances and stuff like that. You can't put that title on him. The Roman titles. Cody, you can see Cody's in a suit all the time. You can put him if you're gonna do it. You're gonna put it on him, where you can take the company to another level. Do the daytime television, the nighttime television. You can't. I don't see Priest doing that. You keep him the worker man's title, the Seth title.
If you're going to put a title on Priest right now, it's got to be something like the Intercontinental title, because he's just not quite main event level yet.
I agree.
I mean, he can hold it for like a few weeks or something, and then lose it at Payback or whatever.
Be a transitional champion. Yeah, he could.
He can win it. He can win it on Sunday and lose it on Monday Night Raw. He can do that.
I mean, if the Miz, they got the Miz to be world champ, and he held it for a while. Now the first run, he held it for a while.
Still one of the worst decisions. That was terrible. That WrestleMania was probably the worst WrestleMania too.
Who he jobbed to? Cena? Was it he lost to?
Cena. Well, Cena jobbed to him because of The Rock, but that match was terrible. Terrible.
And then who he ended up losing the title to?
Probably Cena.
Yeah, I think he lost. Okay. And then the second one, he held it for like a week, which is, and that's cool. I don't know if they could do that to Priest. That would totally kill his character.
Well, he jobbed to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
The second time.
I don't know if they could do that to Priest though. That would totally kill his character if he did that.
Yeah.
What's
the consensus? Cody goes over. That's what we're.
I think Cody goes over.
I think he doesn't.
I might be. I'm like 50-50. He goes over, he doesn't.
We know that this guy right here, that the picture, he knows that Cody is not going over. This guy in this picture here. Now, the guy talking now, I don't know, but I know that picture that I put up, he wants Cody to lose.
I didn't say I didn't want. I do want him to lose, but in terms of the booking, it just, you spent so much time and so much effort and so much attention into making him this big baby face to have him not go over. I just don't see it. It's business at the end of the day. And now if they give him the title, now they're gonna give you the title. Now you gotta either sink or you're gonna swim. Can you represent this company? Can you hold this company down like Roman Reigns did for 4 years?
Yeah.
Can Cody do that? Because
I don't think Cody's not gonna hold the title for more than a year. Like, if he does win, I think Cody loses SummerSlam, or like he'll hold it for a few pay-per-views and that's it. I don't think we'll see that somebody have the title a long time again.
Because the fans change on you in an instant. They love you 1 minute, the next minute they hate you. Right. And Cody's a great heel, so eventually you're gonna have to turn Cody heel.
It's gonna be a while though.
Oh yeah, well, because he's the new Cena. Yeah. He's gonna be the new Cena. He is the new Cena.
Sock, what do you think? I know you think Cody. You're a Cody guy.
I think Cody wins, and it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps the momentum once he reach the gold.
Yeah,
and fickle off like our buddy Mr. Benitez said. I just think that.
Now, I don't know if you guys are watching the Hall of Fame ceremony, but The Rock is standing at the podium right now with a brand new custom Brahma Bull championship belt.
Yeah, I saw that. I got to watch a replay of that, Jermaine.
So don't be surprised if you see some shenanigans
with The Rock. That would be great if The Rock just goes over and wins somehow. That would be
corporate Rock, TKO Rock. I love it.
And then Jermaine, if that happens, you got to come on next week and say, "I told you so." Like, definitely.
or because they're building night 2 as Bloodline rules. Who's to say that The Rock doesn't turn around and challenge Seth Rollins on night 2?
Yeah.
Now,
it's only, mind you, it's only, from what I've seen and what we went over, it's only 6 matches for night 2. So they got to spread out that, and you figure it's not going to be, if it starts at 8 or 7, they're going to spread it out close to midnight as possible, because that's what they did last year. So, and none of these matches is going an hour. They're not doing an Iron Man match. So maybe you might be right. They might be an extra match in there somehow with The Rock.
So I'm going to name some people. You tell me to show up and if they're involved.
Okay.
Stone Cold.
Well, I did see that. Remember, they kept foreshadowing the Stone Cold John Cena bus to come out and help Cody night 2, maybe, with the bloodline rules. So that's what they're saying. Bloodline rules. You're going to have all this interference, and all of a sudden the glass breaks and you hear the John Cena, the screech, and they come out and help. John Cena's going to deliver an attitude adjustment. Stone Cold a stunner. Rock flips all over the ring. These are one-on-one. You know what I mean? One-on-one. Crossroads, boom, match over. New champion.
Nobody sells the stunner like The Rock, right?
Absolutely not.
He sells the stunner better than anybody.
How about if somehow they open up an NC night 2?
They say that again?
They open up an MC night 2, and that's how they're involved.
Okay.
Where they don't actually do anything other than sell the show.
Yeah.
What about MJF? There's a lot of,
I don't think so.
Speculation.
MJF?
To do what? The question would then be to do what?
Right.
Yeah.
Does he cost Cody his moment, and then they start their own thing? But that's giving a lot of shine to AEW. That's the thing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a rivalry, and it's still the rival company. I do think he will give like a special permission again to Dustin, because Dustin's still in the contract, I believe. But Other than that, and then remember, Moxley hates WWE. I mean, for whatever reason, he has his reasons. He always never speaks about WWE in a positive light. He wasn't a Triple H guy, so I could see Dustin interfering, like especially because he's been active on social media with the whole "Fuck the Rock" campaign and all that stuff like that. I mean, but then again, it goes back to it's a lot of question marks on what's going to happen. So again, which leaves people like us excited for what's going to happen.
Especially you, the Marky Mark of the group.
Only as long as my boy LA Knight goes over.
MJF is not a free agent.
He's not a free agent. Yeah, I think he's signed.
All that stuff about him not being on the website, his
no, he's
all
not.
the work.
I've read multiple sources that he signed a 3-year extension, but they're just keeping it really quiet. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He as good as MJF is, he's not ready yet to come to WWE. He'll drop. He'll make a big splash and he'll end up being a mid-card guy.
Yeah, and he can't curse like he does over there. So
well, now he can because now WWE is cursing. LA Knight called fucking AJ a pussy and Rock is bitch and all this shit now. But
which I'm glad they're doing that. They need to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's too
PG.
PG, yeah. Like if I want to watch Tom and Jerry, I'll go watch Tom and Jerry on the Cartoon Network.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I mean, this was pretty good. I had fun with this. This was good.
No, this was cool.
I really wish Flex would have made it. I mean, I think he would have brought more insight with you, Jermaine. You guys could have talked more of inside the business, but you definitely helped the show. You gave us, some good scenarios and told us more of the insides of the business and stuff. So I think, you was a great add to this. So I thank you for being on. This was pretty cool. This was fun.
Yeah, anytime you guys want to have me on, just let me know, and I would love to come on and give my insight and maybe point you guys into the direction of some really good professional wrestling. Also,
okay. Cool. I do have a contact that Flex did give me, Marty Bell. She's an independent wrestler. I don't know much of her, but she wrestles independent. She's a Dominican. Sock, I don't know. Reno, do you know anything about her?
I did not. I saw you sent in the chat, and I immediately went to her page.
Yeah,
and I've never seen her.
Yeah.
So
She's
my
in the
first
NWA.
Yeah, I just saw her, and I'm like, okay.
She said maybe during the week. So if I do, maybe can get her on. Maybe Jermaine, I'll have you on as well, and we'll get two people inside the business, kind of sharing their stories and stuff. I think that'll be cool. I mean, I'm open to do anything as far as this show. What we do, we talk about all sports, but we also love wrestling too. So, but definitely would love to have you. Hopefully, Flex could make it on the next one, and we could have even a more deeper conversation about the business and about your roles and your travels to where you at now, and in your careers and stuff, because it's all interesting. So,
a Mania recap.
And
Mania together for that too. You just let me know. You know what I mean?
I would love to do a Mania recap because I feel like this Mania is going to be something different. I feel like it's going to be this is going to be one of the best Manias in a long time.
So maybe we do something. It's got to be midweek because next week we'll probably do something in boxing. I know the next couple weeks we're going to focus and try to boxing because I know April 20th is the big fight here. In New York, Ryan Garcia. So
if it happens,
I would,
If it happens,
I think at this point it's going to happen. They're a few weeks away. Like next week, they're going to be flying in to do the press conferences, and
if it doesn't happen, he's going to put a major black eye on him.
Yeah, I think it happens. I think they're going to fight.
Who's Ryan Garcia fighting?
Devin Haney.
Oh, Devin's going to wash Ryan.
Well, I think Devin's going to wash him too. But the question is Ryan going to show up or pull out the fight? And I think at this point, 2 weeks away, I think he'll be at the fight. So that's why I think next Friday will be tough because I want to do more boxing next Friday. But maybe during the week, maybe we could do Tuesday, Wednesday. I know Sock, you're busy. Maybe you find a spot for us and we kind of work around you, and then maybe we do a WrestleMania.
Just let me know and early enough so that I can get my schedule together also. For any reason, if I get cut off because my computer has to restart itself for whatever reason.
We're in the Bronx. We're in Bronx,
Oh,
New
you guys
York.
are in the Bronx?
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. That's why, like, I met you on Drew Titan channel. Drew Titan is a good friend of mine. I know Drew Titan personally, not through YouTube. We went to high school together. That's how I know Drew. So, and Drew has a great show. He does now more like he's doing other stuff like comic books and wrestling and stuff. So that's how I met Jermaine. I met him on Drew Titan's Bear Cave. But you know, Drew is more with boxing and stuff. But Drew is a good friend of mine. I know him since high school. So that says enough. It's like 30 years. It's like
yeah, I love Drew's show. I don't know what you guys are doing this summer, this June, but I would love to invite you guys down to Red Line, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Come hang out with the champ for a weekend and check out a stellar professional wrestling card that night, June 1st.
June 1st? Okay. I'll definitely put that in.
Good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm down with that.
Like
those shows,
why not?
I tell you, man, I used to go to ECW a lot. And ECW was kind of like the upper echelon of independent wrestling, if you want to say. And those cards were always fun. And then I went to a couple independent. The last independent show was years ago. I think Buff Bagwell was on it. I think he had just got released from some WWE, and he was doing an independent. He was the main event. He looked really bad, but and that was in the Philly Arena. I can't remember the promotion, but those indie shows is those independent shows are really good.
Yeah, I'm doing a show next weekend, as a matter of fact, in State College, and then again in Stilton High Spire or Stilton. Enzo Amore is headlining those cards.
Oh, okay.
Enzo Amore will headline those cards, and then again June 1st, I am the headliner of that card, and I will be defending my world title against our United States champion in a one-time only match.
Okay. So what does that mean? One time.
So I am kind of technically retired.
Okay.
But I haven't been beaten for my title yet.
Okay.
And so the United States champion is the #1 contender for that title, and I am giving him an opportunity to possibly win the world title.
Okay.
And go on from there, and then we'll see what I do after that.
Okay. That's cool. Let me ask you a question and I'm only asking this because I saw Rich Mancuso in there, and I watched Rich Mancuso. He did a show, I believe he did it yesterday. He had Jason Knight on. I don't know if you guys know Jason Knight. Remember he worked with Justin Credible. He had him on. He has a wrestling promotion that he's working with somewhere. I think he said Jersey.
In Massachusetts.
Is it Massachusetts? Okay, Massachusetts. Yeah, he was on. He had him on the phone, and he was promoting like a show he's about to do too. So. And he's like in his 50s as well, Jason Knight.
I think he's 60.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's close to 60. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, believe it or not, I just turned 50 this year.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Going strong too.
Excellent, man. You still working?
Yeah.
Respect.
Let me tell you, I'm definitely gonna put in that. I'll definitely be in touch. If we do the recap, I definitely want you to come in. We'll do the WrestleMania recap. I'll keep June 1st in mind. I would like to do that. Hopefully, you guys, Sock and Reno, want to go out there as well. I'm down for that. So,
yeah, come on out. It's a BYOB show, so you can, you can bring your liquor and then,
okay, come
on out, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the ring card girls, and then enjoy the food and enjoy the wrestling as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. Let me throw up. I'm about to go. This is some old picture. That's me and Rob Van Dam back in the day, '99. Look at me with the TV championship. I was skinny back then.
That's awesome.
Just incredible. Look at Don Marie in the back. Yeah, there's a couple pictures I had. Yeah, so I've been a mark for a minute. But yeah, man, this was great. I appreciate you, Jermaine. This was super dope. And Sock, me and Sock, we always on. Reno, we need you more.
Let me know, man. I'll come on.
Takes,
Let me know.
Because I need to argue with somebody because we always argue.
We're gonna argue. That's what we do. Just let me know, bro. Whenever you want me on, just let me know, and I'll try to make that happen.
Absolutely, we're gonna roast Flex in a little bit because he no-showed us today. So, but that's all I got, guys. I appreciate everybody that came through today. I know not a lot of people are wrestling marks like us, but there were some people in the building. They were in early, so appreciate you guys. Thanks to everybody that donated super chat. Appreciate you guys as well. This was fun, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.
Yes, thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
To the next one.
Good
Jermaine,
night,
pleasure,
guys.
brother. Keep working.
Thank you, fellas.
All right.